everybody. It's Leah Etling with Running USA, and I'm here today to do another awesome edition of Five Questions. And our guest today is Hilary Fenet. Welcome, Hilary.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, let's get to know you a little bit. So, Hilary is the founder and CEO of Powered by Halo, which is a very cool startup that I think we're all interested in learning more about because it's very proximate to the endurance space. She's also an endurance athlete and looking at her bio, a bit of a serial entrepreneur. So, Hilary, tell us a little bit about your company, what made you want to start it, and where'd the idea come from?
Yeah, I think very simply, I am a trail runner that lives in New York City, so that that leads itself to a lot of traveling for trail running and traveling for races. And what I found when I was traveling for these races was just that the figuring out the logistics of where to stay, especially if you're going to a trail race. I just went was just at Monte Rosa, as I was telling you, I went to Monte Rosa, Italy for the 82K with a group of friends and all very competent people. We, between the four of us, it took us like 3 weeks to figure out where we were actually going to stay, just because it's, you have kind of where the race starts and where it finishes, and you have all the buses, and then like you have to go on Airbnb and booking.com and all these other places to figure out where to stay. So that's the pain point that kind of led to Halo being created. And what we do is just tie all of that together and make it really simple for people to use and figure out. And we make everything community focused. So
Very cool. Well, talk a little bit specifically about how that works. What does the process look like, and how does it make booking hotels or other accommodations easier for athletes and even their fans, their families who want to go to these races?
yeah, so we work directly with event organizers or brands to create to kind of our software lives on their website, so it's all branded to whoever we're working with. So whether it's the New York Marathon or if it's a specific brand, it integrates seamlessly within that event or within that brand, and then everything's tied together. So with your race route and with the hotels, we pick everything super close to the end, the start or the finish. Everything's very clearly marked. You can see how many other runners are staying at each of the hotels. We typically, add in some additional perks on hotels. So whether it's that early morning race, that pre-race coffee or that pre-race breakfast, that starts at 4 or 5 a.m. instead of the normal 7 a.m. to kind of on property perks with the brands or the event organizers. Again, we just tie everything together and make it very straightforward for people to use. So I think one of the really fun things is when we do, let's say, do kind of a pitch to an event organizer or pitch to a brand, the minute they see the software, they're like, "Oh my God, this is such a no-brainer. This is so obvious. Like, why doesn't this exist?" So that's been really rewarding to hear.
Well, and it sounds really easy from the event producer's side. So
Yeah.
if I'm putting on a race, do I just reach out to you? What's the best URL or website to go to?
Yeah, you can go to our website and there's a form there where you can reach out. You can email me directly. I'm just at Hilary at poweredbyhalo.com. But yeah, we typically can turn around an event in about 2 weeks to get it up and running and live. And we typically recommend kind of having the setup four-ish, maybe sooner before your event, because people do start, especially in the ultra community, people start booking the minute they get their bib. So sooner the
Totally.
better.
Makes sense. Well, easy is always good. So
Yes.
I know you've worked with some really big races, some really big personalities in the running world. Tell us a little bit about the partnership process. How do you make these connections that have made the company work?
Honestly, I think what's nice about being a founder is you get to choose who you work with. And I think what's really interesting to me right now is working with really innovative people within the running space and the cycling space and the skiing space. There are some people that are just kind of, and you can tell very quickly when you start talking to somebody if they're kind of just checking a box on their job or they're kind of not very excited about their job. And then there are other people that are really interested in kind of breaking the mold and doing cool things. And yeah, so we just try and focus on those people. And at the end of the day, look, partnerships are a people business. So making sure we're working with the ones that are kind of the right fit for what we're looking to do and really care about their athlete experience and really care about building community and kind of making that whole holistic race weekend a better experience. That's kind of who we're targeting, and that's who we're working with. And um, yeah, I think synergies typically find themselves. You can tell within the first 10 minutes or something of talking to somebody if it's going to be a good fit. So
Totally. Now, I just flagged that you mentioned cycling and skiing. So talk a bit about the growth plan here. Are you trying to expand into a lot of different sports, or where are you going in terms of direction at this point?
it's a good question. I think what we found, so we've done no marketing at all. I think we barely have an Instagram. We've done very kind of little on the just kind of putting our name out there front. Most of our growth has come through referrals. And what we saw very quickly within the running space is we started getting referred out to either from people coming and staying at the races and staying at the hotels that we're doing, like an event director for, a cycling event was like, wait, we need this for our event too. Or for race directors referring us to other people in different spaces. The pain points that runners have when they're trying to figure out their hotel logistics for races is quite similar to cyclists, which is also very similar to people in the skiing industry or snowboarding industry. And I think one thing that's definitely prevalent across the board is the kind of desire for a more connected community, and to have people more underneath the same roof. And then yeah, I think on the brand front, especially when we have some really cool running brand partnerships launching in the next couple of weeks. And I think what's really exciting about those partnerships is the brands, we're kind of creating the infrastructure to make it really easy for brands to make the average 40-year-old athlete that's unsponsored, which is, by the way, 99% of people that are running races, feel like they're a part of that brand and feel like they're professionally sponsored athletes. So when they check into the hotel, they get some swag from that brand. Before the race, that brand has one of their top athletes giving an athlete panel discussion on, strategy during the race. Maybe there's a post-race party at the hotel after the actual, race is done. So it's stuff like that that just makes everything more integrated and more fun, I think.
Yeah, so really personal and definitely experiential. People love stuff like that. That makes tons
Yeah,
of sense.
yeah,
Um, I used to work in tech myself, so I have to ask you a roadmap question. What's a new
yeah.
feature or an aspect of the product that you're most excited about for the next few months or next year?
We're rolling out some really, I mean, not to sound super generic, but we're rolling out some really cool AI features across the board. We're actually working with my alma mater, Vanderbilt, in their College of Connected Computing, and we have a kind of a team of young buck kids that are rolling out some just really cool stuff. Whether it's kind of having a conversation with your favorite athlete about travel recommendations or things like that. There's a lot of really fun, surprising stuff that just doesn't exist right now that we'll be rolling out over the next couple of weeks and months.
Very cool. Well, I can't let you go without a bonus question. And of course, I have to bring it back to trail running. What's your next big event that you're looking forward to, or maybe just one that's on your bucket list?
Well, I am in Chamonix right now. UTMB is at the end of the month, and we have a bunch of people racing in that. I'm sadly not racing that one, but we're doing a big halo. We did this last year. We do a silent disco party halfway up Mont Blanc during sunset, and definitely it was my favorite event that we did last year. We're going to roll it back again this year, so that's kind of my next one. I'm really excited, and then I would say the other one that I'm really excited about for the rest of this year is the launch we're doing, the branded launch that we're doing with a brand during the New York Marathon. So stay tuned for that one because that'll be really fun.
Very cool. Well, it sounds like you've done an amazing job of blending your personal passion and your professional life. So kudos on that for sure.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for
That's
joining us.
Thank you for having me. Take care.